family business, started 38 years ago on St George's Quay in Lancaster, and my mother and father were in partnership there, and it didn't work out, so father set up by himself down in Glastonbury, where we are now. We've been here for 38 years. It's a family-run business using traditional methods of smoking and curing foods that we catch or that we shoot ourselves, and the process hasn't changed for centuries. We don't use any dyes, colorings, artificial flavourings. It's just basically good, honest food, either caught or shot by ourselves, that we process. And our reputation has grown over the years, and we supply very prestigious hotels, farm shops, delicatessens up and down the country. Cool.
So, what makes yourself kind of different from other smokehouses?
Probably our unique selling point is the length of time that a wild salmon is caught coming to the smokehouse, or the shooting where we shoot or we take the game from the Duke of Westminster's estate, Abbeystead. So we're very fortunate where we're positioned on the river, so the length of time from catch to smokehouse into cure and ready to be served onto somebody's plate, we think is a key element. And then the smoking and curing side, it's natural. Our food is good, honest, traditional smoked foods. Yeah.
What's this doing? What's this? How are you doing this? Oh, sorry. I'm not even thinking of a barking, but I'll let you keep taking it.
You're going to be on the main screen in Piccadilly now in Manchester, and that'll be, Mike, what's this doing?
I need to put a smile on his face.
Oh, well, that's good. Great.
Sorry, I can't remember up to you there.
So,
so basically, it's been able to deliver good, honest, wholesome food that people they come back for every time. It's not just about the sale there and then. We want repeat business. So, the whole ethos about us is not to add or change the product that we start with, and the quality of the product you start with is key ingredients. So that's what I think gives us a difference. And then we also blend the woods that we use. So it's not just using oak, which let's say a box standard smokehouse would do, is get the kipper in, or get the herring in, or get the salmon in and cure it and smoke it over oak. We can bespoke a tailored smoke to any product that we do. And that's what we do. Our smoked salmon is smoked over juniper and beech. Our herring is smoked over beech and hickory. So we're getting different flavours into the foods, but it's very mild as well, because we want you to be able to taste the product, and the smoke should complement it rather than overpower it.
Cool. Excellent. Are you going to give me a little show around to the various different processes?
Yeah, by all means,
So just give me a kind of running commentary of what's going on here. Apart from getting lots of salt in your eyes.
Well, basically this is like the first step of the curing process. The salmon farms nowadays, you can either buy the whole fish, or you can buy it filleted already. And depending on what time of year we're in, and for ease, you buy fillets or you buy whole fish. Obviously, if you're extremely busy, you're going to buy the fillets in. So hence the reason we bought fillets in, but the skills we still have, we do fillet all the fish here as well. But these are bought in off a certain size of fish. You buy a graded fish to give you a certain size fillet.
And as regards the ethical nature of this salmon?
Basically, these are a sea loch fish. They're from Shetland. And they're one of the highest quality farm fish that you can buy. A lot of fish are bred in pens, where these are a sea loch fish, so the actual loch itself is the pen rather than the pen being in the loch. So they've got to work for the food, you've got to swim against the tides.
Got you.
They're perfectly formed. So it is one of the best farm fish you can get, if not the best. Like I say, this is the first process. We would have filleted these normally, Once we've filleted them, we've got to pin bow them, we've got to trim them, and then they go into dry salt, like I'm doing here. And then basically cover them. And the salt that we use is a Cheshire salt as well. Same as your normal table salt. You get most of the salt on the loin of the fish, which is the thickest part there.
Yeah.
And then you've got the belly, which you call the flank. You don't put as much on, obviously, because it's thinner. It doesn't take as much curing. But depending on what sort of size of fish you use, it lasts from anywhere from a minimum of 7 hours up to 12 to 14 hours. Obviously, depending on the size of the fish that you're curing.
Yeah.
But it is as simple as that. But you've got to know when the product is cured. From start to finish, you're probably looking at about a 2 to 2.5 day process.
Yeah. And just to the uninitiated like me, why are you curing the salmon?
Smoked salmon is a cured product. It's not cooked. And what you're doing is using the salt to cure the product, basically to make it safe to eat. And also, the curing process, it takes the moisture out of the fish, which makes it, gives it a shelf life of anywhere, depending like 18 to 21 days. So it's natural agent, i.e. the salt cures the fish, the smoke preserves the fish, but so does the salt. So you've got the smoke and the salt. Salt cures, preserves, and the smoke preserves as well. But it's it's nothing new. It's been going on for hundreds of years. It's just a skill that people don't use anymore. But for us as a business, we've mastered it. We've played with it a little bit just to refine it to get a better taste. We don't feel like it should be as harsh as it used to be. So you work with it, you evolve with it.
So what do the less ethical companies do?
Well,
go on, tell all.
It's a way round of doing this, which you keep the weight into it. You can inject it with a saline solution, i.e. a salt solution. So you're curing it by adding salt and water to it. So you basically, if you're paying your 19 pounds a kilo for your smoked salmon, you're also paying 19 pounds a kilo for salt water. So rather than extracting the moisture, which we do, they're adding it to it, and you're paying that. So it's the same as bacon. Big bacon firms, they do exactly the same thing. When you cook your bacon, you get the white residue in your pan. That's salt water.
I see.
Right. So basically what we do, we repeat this step, obviously until we've got all the salmon fillets into salt, and you build it like a pyramid. And also the pressure or the weight of each fillet helps to cure the fillets underneath. So when you end up with your pyramid, you use more salt on the top fillet because you haven't got as much weight. So basically you'll end up in a pyramid shape like that.
I see.
And that size of fillet there will stay in for a good 7 hours. And once that fillet's done or cured, it gets washed off. And it goes into a brine bath, which is another salt solution. It's in there for an hour, just soaking, taking out all the excess salt. In there for an hour, trade off, and like I showed you before, or I'll show you the smokers now. It goes into the smokers. And then, like I say, in the smokers, depending on where we're selling, will determine how long we're actually in smoke for. You'll find the further north you are, the heavier the smoke, the further south, the lighter the smoke.
Right.
But
any reason for that?
I think it's north and south divide, to be fair. us hardened northerners.
Got you.
But we tend not to be like that. As I was saying earlier, we've tailored our smokes and we try and keep it to a consistency. And we've achieved that by working with it for the many years that we have done. So hence the reason that's we got our reputation for. You know, we've won numerous awards at the Guild of Fine Foods, Food Northwest. We were Supreme Champion in 2009 for Producer of the Year for the whole of Northwest. So we've got accolades, we've got the history, we've got the provenance. So it's something to be proud of. Very
cool.
proud of. So in this film here, we've got our whole herring. Basically, we buy in most of the produce is obviously, like I said, caught by ourselves or shot by ourselves. You know, that's the ethos of our business. Our herring, we don't fish for herring because it's North Sea herring. It comes down from the feeder head. We've got a very good working relationship with trawlers up there. We buy direct. So we've got North Sea herring, which is hand split by us, where a lot of machine split nowadays. And these were split yesterday, cured yesterday, and these have been in smoke overnight and the smoking today. It's about a 2 to 3 day process to actually get the finished product, and they're naturally smoked. Where I'll show you here. This is where we burn the sawdust. This is all it is just like I said, oak and beech burning away, which will eventually give us a beautiful golden shine on these kippers. Which will give us, you know, a good 10 to 15 day shelf life, and they melt in your mouth once cooked. 2 minutes either side under the grill, and that's it.
Absolutely.
So actually herring. If you look in here, I will do in the kilns here. These are cold smoking kilns. And this is our, you know, famous smoked salmon which you use in your hotel, and these are smoked over open beech, juniper and beech. And you know, beautiful farmed Scottish salmon here. And this product is more or less coming ready. It's sitting nearly flat on the hand. You can see the oils just coming out in the flank of the fish. That's what we're looking for. Same again, naturally cured in dry salt, Cheshire salt.
Brilliant.
You know, everything's kept local, and that slice on brown bread and butter with lemon juice and black pepper, you've been God's pocket. But yeah, time is key for us. We don't speed any processes. It's done naturally and with care and love, and it comes out in the flavour of the product once you finish producing that product. And when somebody, when you got a few of the top chefs in the country using it, using it in your hotels and things like that, when you see your customer actually eating that product, it makes them smile. It's, you know, it's very rewarding.
Absolutely.
Very rewarding.
So what is it you're doing here?
This is the fuel that we use, i.e. the oak and beech that we use to smoke the product.
You're just literally setting it on fire?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Malmaison.
The relationship with Malmaison started probably about 6-7 years ago, when we won the Producer of the Year for Northwest Fine Foods, and the Malmaison Hotel Group came to the award ceremony. After winning the award and getting the accolade for that award, the Malmaison Group decided to start doing like a homegrown menu and really emphasise on the fact that we should be using niche, small cottage industries who specialise in certain products which they sell on their menus. So that's how it started, and we were asked to do a farmers market in Malmaison, in the foyer, and we did. We met the head chef, we met the general manager, and they were overwhelmed with the product and produce that we brought to that market, and that's how the relationship formed.
working closely with the chefs and the managers. We built up a relationship that we've had for a good 6, 7, 8 years now, and you know, basically the business has gone from strength to strength, and it's just good that they acknowledge the quality of the food.
Yeah.
And it's obviously working because we're still there and they're still buying more and more, and it's from strength to strength.
You don't get the impression that it's some kind of gimmick with them.
At first I did, because I was hesitant to do it. I was thinking, big hotel chain group, Malmaison, very prestigious boutique hotel. Is it what we want to get into? Well, yeah, of course it is. You know, the clientele that they have is the clientele that we want. So we did the market, and they're true to the word. They are very proactive in promoting small cottage producers like ourselves. You know, we're artisan in what we do, and I suppose if you look at an individual Mal, they are artisan in the fact that they're so proud in the way that they present themselves.
Yeah.
So it follows on, the story follows on, whether he's sleeping in a boutique bedroom or to the food that you're eating in the a la carte restaurant.
Yeah. Cool.